Ming Moves the Mountain by Arnold Lobel. Ming and his wife lived in a house at the bottom of a large mountain. They loved their house, but they did not love the mountain. Rocks and stones broke loose from the cliffs, and they dropped down onto the house of Ming. The roof was full of holes. Clouds formed on the top of the mountain. Heavy rain fell from the clouds onto this roof that was full of holes, and the rooms inside were damp and drippy. When the sun did shine, it never warmed the house of Ming. The mountain always cast a dark shadow. The flowers and vegetables in the garden grew thin and sparse. "The mountain brings us nothing but unhappiness," said the wife of Ming. "Husband, you must move the mountain so that we may enjoy our house in peace." "My dear wife," said Ming, "how can one small man such as I move a large mountain such as this?" "How should I know?" said his wife. "There's a wise man who lives in the village. Go and ask him." So Ming hurried to the village, and there he found the wise man. And he said, "I want to move the mountain that is near my house." The wise man thought for a long time, and wisps of smoke curled from his pipe, and finally he said, "Go home, Ming. Cut down the tallest, thickest tree you can find. Push this tree against the side of the mountain with all of your strength. This is the way that you will move the mountain." Ming ran home. He cut down the tallest, thickest tree that he could find, and Ming and his wife held tightly to the tree, and running as fast as they could, they pushed the tree against the side of the mountain. The tree split in half, and Ming and his wife fell on their heads, and the mountain did not move an inch. "Go back to the wise men," said the wife of Ming. "Ask him to think of another way to move the mountain." So again, the wise men thought for a long time, and rings of smoke blew from his pipe, and finally he said, "Go home, Ming. Take the pots and pans from your kitchen and hold a spoon in each of one of your hands. And with these spoons, hit the pots and pans as hard as you can. Raise your voice in loud shouts and cries. The mountain will be frightened by the noise. This is the way that you will move the mountain." So Ming ran home. He took the pots and pans from his kitchen. Ming and his wife held a spoon in each hand, each one of their 4 hands, and they shouted and they cried. They hit the pots and pans as hard as they could, and they made a great noise. Flocks of birds flew out of the trees, but the mountains did not move. "Go back to the wise men," cried the wife of Ming. "We must find a way to move the mountain." So Ming watched as the wise men thought for a very, very long time, and clouds of smoke billowed from his pipe, and finally he said, "Go home, Ming. Bake as many cakes and loaves of bread. Bring these to the spirits who live at the top of the mountain. The spirits is always hungry. He will be happy to receive your gift. He will grant your every wish. This is the way that you will move the mountain." So Ming ran home, and with his wife, he baked platters of cakes and baskets of bread. Together they began the steep climb to the top of the mountain where the spirit lived. They felt a strong wind as they struggled up the high cliffs. It whistled and howled, and soon the air was filled with flying cakes and loaves of bread. There was nothing left for the spirit, and the mountain did not move. Without waiting for his wife to say a word, Ming Lo went quickly back to the wise man. "Help me move the mountain so I may enjoy my house in peace," cried Ming Lo, and the wise man sat in deep thought for a long, long, long time. There was so much smoke coming from his pipe that he could hardly be seen. And finally he said, "Go, Ming Lo. Take your house apart, stick by stick. Gather all these sticks that are the pieces of your house. Collect all the things that are your possessions. Bind everything into bundles with rope and twine. Carry these bundles in your arms and on the top of your head. Face the mountain and close your eyes." "Having done all this," said the wise man, "you will step to the dance of the moving mountain. You will put your left foot in a place that is behind your right foot. And then you will put your right foot in a place that is behind your left foot. Then you will put your right foot that is in a place in back of your left foot. And you will do this again and again for many hours. When you open your eyes, you will see that the mountain has moved far away." "This is a strange dance," said Ming Lo, "but if it makes the mountain move, I will do it at once." And so Ming Lo ran home, and he took his house apart, stick by stick. He gathered all the sticks and collected all the things that were his possessions. And Ming Lo and his wife bound everything into bundles with rope and twine, and they carried the bundles in their arms and on the top of their heads. And then Ming Lo showed his wife how to do the dance of the moving mountain, and they faced the mountain and closed their eyes, and carefully they began to move their feet to the steps of the dance. They put their left foot in a place that was behind their right foot, and then they put their right foot in a place that was behind their left foot. The neighbors saw Ming Lo and his wife walking backward across the field with all their possessions. It was an odd sight, and they watched in wonder. After many hours passed, Ming Lo and his wife opened their eyes. "Look," cried Ming Lo, "our dance has done the work. The mountain has moved far away." Stick by stick, they rebuilt their house. They unpacked all their possessions and made themselves at home. Ming Lo and his wife lived the rest of their lives under an open sky and warm sun. When the rain fell, it came gently down on a roof that had no holes. They often looked at the mountain that was small in the distance. There was happiness in their heart, for they both knew that they had made the mountain move.